Bears
This is
lose.
a bad segment for you.
Caleb hasn't thrown a touchdown yet. Told the punter he wasn't going to punt much. Punter's punting all the time. Let's take a look at his numbers. 133 passing yards. That's not good. I don't know, 9 sacks. If you blitz him, he gets in trouble. And then he tries to do some USC stuff. And
that'll work eventually.
When?
But I mean, we don't see quarterbacks escape, roll out, and make big plays. We saw C.J. Stroud do it yesterday. We saw like the idea. So that's what I reject.
Something or nothing.
It's something, but I reject this idea of like, oh, all those things he's awesome at, those will never work in the NFL. I watch the NFL. They absolutely work at times for great players. Is he having a far rougher start to his career than I expected? Yes. Did I say on this show last week that I thought he would have 250 total yards and a couple touchdowns? And he had half that, well, a little more than 60% of that yards-wise, and no touchdowns. Yeah, so I was wrong about that. I believe the Bears have a better defense than I expected.
Great defense.
So far, it's been excellent. I thought it was a miracle that they had the ball down 6 with a chance to steal it. And a worse offensive line than I expected. And Caleb has played worse than I expected. Now, I think he was better in week 2 than week 1.
Yeah.
And I think he will be better in week 3. But, of course, it's something. 0 touchdowns.
Well, when you set the bar that low in week 1, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's improvement.
But to
What do you want?
I think it's the thing that I talked about is I didn't want the expectations were way too high, and I just didn't want him to lose these games early on.
Luckily, they only lost 1 game.
Well, what I'm saying is it's not college, and guys are faster, they're bigger, they anticipate better, they close quicker, and those sacks aren't all the offensive line. That's him running around, extending plays, and now you're at 3rd and 20 instead of at 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 8. And those types of decisions he's got to get better at, especially early on. And he's taking big hits too.
Yeah, but 6 of those 7 sacks yesterday were not with him extending plays. It was instant. 6 of the 7 sacks yesterday.
I don't know if
week
6
1,
of the 7 were instant sacks.
Week 1, it was to me, it was him running around. Yesterday, it seemed like D'Amico Ryans and the Texans defense brew had the Bears offensive line in hell. That's what it felt like to me.
But it's something. He's hurting the team because, like you said, that defense is excellent, and he's just playing badly. And I still think he'll be good down. This is what I thought. I mean, I didn't think it'd be this bad, but I thought there'd be growing pains, and that's what he's having. But C.J. Stroud, these are rookies that have played far better as rookies. C.J. Stroud, obviously. Brock Purdy came in halfway through the year, played a lot better. Justin Herbert. Baker Mayfield played better. And right now, Jaden Daniels is playing better. So, Nick, you've said rookies step in and they're playing a little bit better now than they used to. And these are just some guys
I think Jaden's playing that much better.
But he's playing better.
Look at his
clearly
numbers.
playing better.
His numbers are
it's not even a
completion
question.
percentage, quarterback rating, turnovers, sacks across the board.
Way better.
And he's got 2 touchdowns rushing with a less explosive offense.
Okay, quickly, we're going to do Brock Purdy.
Okay. So that's the end of the Caleb Williams segment for them. So, yeah, listen. I agree with Nick right here that what Caleb does and what makes Caleb special will work for him eventually. These are the growing pains. And this is where, though, I disagree with Nick, though, because he had them going to the Super Bowl. He had Caleb Williams just taking over the NFL from the jump. And I kept saying, we got it. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some growing pains. This is a tough schedule. Everyone keeps acting like the schedule is real easy, yada, yada, yada. And I've talked about that at length. But listen, the biggest thing that stood out to me yesterday was more, and Chris Collinsworth said it, that he said, what Caleb is doing right now, I thought was going to take a half a year for him to do. That alone is amazing. That alone is huge progress, right? He was truly looking comfortable and in control in that game. Things definitely got out of hand for him, but for the most part, he did truly look comfortable. He was executing the offense. He was doing what needed to be done. The inability for them to get the run game going really, really, really hurt Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. Imagine if they could get a run going. That opens up the passing game for him. That gives Caleb more flexibility. It gives Shane Waldron more flexibility in play calling. It keeps the defense more honest. It kind of just changes everything. And then it kind of doesn't put Caleb in a corner to make the mistakes that he was making. And he was making mistakes, right? I mean, he was playing like he was in college. I mean, some of his throws were just awful, and they were intercepted. Or they were just straight misses. And you could tell, I forget which wide receiver it was, but like he was not happy about it. He was just like, oh my God. But that's to be expected. Those mistakes are what rookies do. That makes sense to me. 100%. But some of the other issues that they have, that's that you got to point out. The run game. I pointed this out in my other video with about this game. You know, challenging 2 plays that were clearly, I could see it. I'm sitting right here. I watched the game right here, like literally like here on my screen, watching the game on my computer. And it's just like clear as day that you're going to lose those challenges. And yet you now burn those challenges, which one, you may have needed that challenge. And 2, you burn timeouts now. You have a rookie quarterback. You're going to need those timeouts for your rookie quarterback. And they were in this game. That's the massive silver lining. I think the Texans are a great team and a top team in the NFL. A true top team in the NFL. And the score was 19-13. And they did have a chance to win the game. That's remarkable. That's remarkable with the rookie quarterback who's not doing what he needs to get done just yet. That's remarkable. This team does have tremendous potential. Tremendous potential. They were down a guy. You know, they were down a weapon offensively for the Bears. Those things matter. And those things matter when you're a rookie. If you think Patrick Mahomes was going to be able to be as good as Patrick Mahomes was his first starting year, if Tyreek Hill was gone, if Travis Kelce was gone, it's just not happening. A rookie quarterback is not that resilient. They're just not. So this idea that if Caleb was truly special, he would be able to carry a team or be able to overcome all of these issues, overcome a lack of run game, overcome, timeout mismanagement, whatever it may be. He can't. He is a rookie quarterback. He is still learning the NFL. And he had plenty of moments in that game where he was just like, maybe I'm just going to lay on the ground for an extra minute or 2. And yeah, they didn't have the answers. He was bad against the blitz, against all these pressures, which makes sense. Say it with me. He's a rookie quarterback. Those things happen. Him and Shane Waldron need to get together and figure out a way out of that. How to give me those easy plays. Those just, spit the ball out and make things a little bit easier. They got to figure out a way how to keep these defenses more honest. They got to get a run game going as well. They got to. And that is the problem, that the O-line may not be good enough. And again, if Patrick Mahomes, when he's essentially in his prime, struggles without an O-line, why do we expect Caleb Williams to be able to survive under that? And I'm not trying to just make excuses. Caleb Williams does deserve blame, but he also deserves grace. And that is absolutely, and I don't think I saw this as vividly as now, but that is the problem when expectations and hype goes through the roof. I think you can have hype, and I think you can have expectations. But the problem is it seems like a lot of other people, when they buy into the hype and they buy into the expectations, they then don't give the grace. And I don't think that's okay. I think it should actually be the opposite. Because instead they're like, well, you said that he was supposed to be amazing, and not me personally, just in general. And therefore he's not, and therefore he's not good. Like, that's my issue that I have with this conversation. And I called this before, that his highs, everybody was going to go crazy over, and his lows, people were going to magnify to the next level. I made that in many videos preseason. And that's what's happening right now. So I just think we have to have a little bit more honest of a discussion and give grace. It's like if you have a friend or a family member who's just really nice. They're always nice. They always have your back. They're very honest. They're always telling the truth. They're not mean. They don't even joke in a way that cuts you down at all, which most people do. But they don't do that. They're just a nice, genuine person. The type of person that I wish I was, honestly, most of the time. And one time they kind of maybe have a bad moment. They lose their cool. They get upset. They're irritable. They don't make the right decision towards you. You're not like, well, my expectations of you were so high. I think of you as this amazing person, as this person that essentially never does any wrong. And now that you did wrong, I'm just done with you. I can't believe you did that. My expectations of you, you did not meet them. No, it's usually I'm going to give you the grace. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to accept, yeah, you were just having a bad day. Yeah, you just had an off day. Yeah, whatever happened, you said it. But 99.9% of the time, you're a really good person. So I'm going to forgive you because that's not who I believe you to be, this bad person. That's what we can get behind when we think of hype and expectation of some of these players. Is it's okay to have these expectations. It's okay to have this hype. It's okay to be this excited. But the problem is when there's struggles, and we knew there were going to be struggles, that we just want to now bury these quarterbacks, especially Caleb Williams. And it's just, I think it's just absurd. It really is. I just don't think it's fair. Just because there's high expectations doesn't mean that Caleb Williams is going to play like he's year 4 Patrick Mahomes. That's not the way it works. Patrick Mahomes wasn't even Patrick Mahomes in year 1 because he didn't have to play. And we can see why. We can see why Andy Reid sat him, because there was going to be issues. He needed to grow and mature. He needed to fill out that offense. He needed to fill out that defense. He needed to do other things to make sure that he could put Patrick Mahomes in a great position to succeed and to go through some of these growing pains when he's a little bit better equipped at dealing with it. Caleb Williams is not getting that. He is not getting that. So don't expect more. It's just not fair. We can give him the grace and we can still have high expectations. Both things can be true. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think it's something or nothing that Caleb has been struggling? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.